In ages past, the land of Ileydria was prosperous and bountiful. It was a time of peace. One man's heart gave way to darkness and changed the course of Ileydria, creating the world as now it is. After 100 years of war, Ileydria was finally overcome by the Dark One. Against the few remaining servants of the Everlight, Lord Dristan has sent his fiercest warriors to exterminate those who resist and would dare to stand against him. In this land, warriors use an amplifier of strength, agility, and healing, made from the Inquada stones found deep within the mines of Ileydria. Once harvested, Inquada allows those who consume it to push themselves beyond their natural limits. And for that, they must pay a terrible price. As Naldo's life seeped from his body, his death created a spark. A spark that would carry through the forests and hills. The sequence of events was set in motion.
And what if I told you that NFT communities are now building through art something that is long-lasting, it's legacy?
Eric Skeldon might well be the premier kingdom thought leader in the Web3 and NFT space.
I want you to know personally that I know Eric, and God is going to use this to advance the kingdom.
NFTs are keys. Our ecosystem, we're building up people to even launch their own projects, and even we have an NFT launch course coming out that is going to show you guys how to actually do this, what we've done, and duplicate it. Kingdom Warriors, we are a family of warriors all over who want to make impact in the arts and entertainment space, in the business mountain, using technology, using storytelling, making epic creations with our hands, with our brains.
Really, it's just an amazing community of warriors who want to impact culture and shape culture. What is up, warriors around the world? What is going on? It is Eric Skeldon here in Nashville, Tennessee. You guys tag your battle buddies, tag your teams, tag all your friends, and I would love to hear where you guys are tuning in from. It's Eric here in the Spring Hill, Tennessee, a little bit south of Nashville. It's been kind of a gloomy day, but we're going to bring the light to you because Jesus is King, and we're about to light up this broadcast today. So we'd love for you to light this broadcast up with some hearts, tag someone in here, let people know you want to hear Julia's story today. It is gonna really show you that anything is possible with God. If you put your faith in God, you put your faith in the ability of God within you to do amazing things, to do to do anything. I mean, there's no limits in the kingdom. You know, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We have Christ within us, the hope of glory. Jesus has went into hell for 3 days. I think we just celebrated Easter here in America. He went in hell for 3 days, set captives free, took the keys of sin and death, you know, and now he's saying, I've given all authority. He's given it to his, you know, the bride, which is us, you and me. We are, you know, now grafted into a new covenant. And, you know, Jesus was the greatest storyteller of all time. Everywhere he went, he brought results. He got people, he brought change and impact. And so, man, and the fact that we get to be here today with breath in our lungs, with life within us, to speak, to write, to have Wi-Fi, there's no better time than to create impact with God than today. And so good seeing all of you guys. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Come on, we got Atlanta, Georgia. I saw some people in the UK. We got a lot of Texas in the house. Come on, blessings from Heaven of Hope in BC, Canada. Come on, we got Little Elm in the house. San Jacinto. Come on, tag some battle buddies. So if you go to my personal broadcast, we are going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away one of our Kingdom Warrior NFTs. It's a sold out collection. You can only get the art. It was designed by Nicholas Burgess, who has sold over $1 million of art to Sony, and he created these amazing bad boys over here. The story from that NFT project turned into a film that you just heard that attracted a Lord of the Rings actor, John Rhys Davies, that we are now about to have the world premiere in Nashville, Tennessee. So the power of a story in a hero's journey, you guys, it's more than you can think of. I mean, think of, you know, just, you know, obviously, like I said, the story and the true story of Jesus is the greatest story of all time. You know, over 2 billion believers in the world now through 12 disciples, hearing of the story, activating, mobilizing, living the story. You know, it says God spoke the word into existence. Jesus is the word. Jesus is the word. Everywhere the word goes, there's breakthrough, there's results. And so that's where everywhere that, you know, people who hang out with Jesus, people who spend time with Jesus, and now we get to have Jesus within us, we get to spend time with them and Holy Spirit all the time. And now we can speak and bring breakthrough through word and through, you know, this voice activated kingdom we get to live in. So it's amazing. And I'm excited to see all these warriors discovering their hero's journey, discovering the warrior within them, the Christ within them, the light within them, the problems they're meant to solve. You can look on the news, you can turn on the media, and you're going to see all sorts of issues in the world. You're going to see all sorts of problems, sex trafficking, gun violence, all this crazy, you know, corruption in companies, corruption in governments. But you know what? You guys are the light. You guys are the change that you want to see in the world. You guys are who are going to raise up with inventions, ideas, blueprints, and strategies, partnering with God, partnering with heaven, where we're seated in heavenly places, where we're walking in victory, and you guys can bring the victory to Walmart, to Wall Street, to wherever you're working, wherever you're presently sitting right now. You can bring results there. And yeah, sorry for some of you guys in Facebook jail. We need to send a letter to our boy Mark Zuck. But you guys, yeah, if you want tickets, kingdomwarriorsu.com/premiere, and you can get your tickets. Yeah, kingdomwarriorsu/premiere. Get your tickets. It's gonna be an epic. It's gonna be an epic premiere. It was exciting. I was watching on the timeline and in the comments, and I was seeing some people who are coming out there. I didn't even know that they were coming, and they're like, yeah, we joined the Kingdom Warriors U tribe, and we're coming out to out here to the to this event. And I was like, part of me was like, hey, you're coming to Nashville, you should come to this event, or you should come to our premiere. And I found out, like, on the next post, it was like, yeah, we joined this tribe and we're coming to the premiere and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, they're already coming to this event. It just blew my mind because I've never done live events. This is our 12th virtual event. We do 5-day events or 3-day events. We do it all virtually, and we just that's our thing. Like, that's what we do, is we do virtual events. And we're actually starting to help other people do virtual events, because many people are asking, they're like, Eric, how do you do virtual events? How did you build 7 figures by doing 6 and 5 figure virtual events? And now we're like, okay, we're going to start helping other leaders do that, because it's apparently a thing that, I mean, I just saw Matthew McConaughey. He just did his virtual event with Tony Robbins, and Matthew McConaughey had 400,000 people on live. Put that in the comments. Imagine if you had a message and you had 400,000 people listening to it live. What would you say? How would you be prepared? And so as Kingdom Warriors, we want to even train up warriors to be prepared when their day comes, to speak to 10, to speak to 50, to speak to 100. You know, what would you have to say? Would it be a kingdom message? Would it be teaching on marketing, teaching on AI? Would it be teaching on, you know, your why, your who, your what you do, you know? And so whatever it is, like, it's you know, warriors are in training for the day, because your moment's going to come, whether it's bad or good, whether you're ready or not. Your moment's going to come. And will we be prepared? Will we spend our years in the valley to get prepared as warriors to when the CEO of your company says, hey, you're a manager, I need you to help me solve this problem. We're burning cash, we're dealing with this issue. Will you be able to help me? And will you be prepared and trained to say, hey, you know, hearing from heaven, hearing divine intelligence, because you have access to heaven, but also with the skill set and knowledge of business or whatever that field is, to bring your expertise partnered with heavenly solutions to bring results to that industry. And that's what we want to do at Kingdom Warriors. We want to not only give you the prophetic, but we want to give you the practical, like how to actually get your skills to pay the bills, how to actually understand, you know, kingdom principles and apply them to business. Because kingdom principles will work in real estate, it'll work in AI, it'll work in tech, it'll work in social media. Because if you look at every industry, there's still problems, there's still corruption, there's still things that need to be innovated, there's still things that need to be improved upon. And, you know, at the end of the day, the more we love, the more we serve, the more we bring win-win solutions. In the kingdom, there's always a win-win. There's always, you know, there's always a pie that's open for all his children. So anyways, that's my rant for today. Let me know in the comments if that meant anything for anyone. You guys got to hear a little bit about me, my story, and my lovely wife, our 5 daughters, you know, amazing God things. You got to hear a little bit about how we raised $50,000, hired a team from Sony, Disney, and Marvel to now build Kingdom Warrior Studios. Our first premiere film is coming out. We just locked up 2 new stories and films, and we're excited to announce more of those over the next few months. God has really just given us favor in the film industry, and, you know, using my gifting, which is the connection, bringing in resources, bringing in finances, bringing in the connections for the films, and bringing in the partners that already have 2 films with Lionsgate, that already have, you know, the ability to make films and bring ROI. They understand the business side of it, and they have the connections, and they can produce, bring the casting, bring A-list actors on good scripts. But it all comes back to a story. You have to have an amazing story. Shout out to all of just the people, Kingdom Warriors, who have been in our tribe, who have sewed in, who have come to free events, who spent time, energy, and talents to be a part of Kingdom Warriors. I actually excited the Kingdom Mind. If you look right here, Julia McCoy is right next to me. She was one of the people who encouraged me to write it, to do it. I think she was one of the first people I talked to about it. Was like, hey, I have this idea of the Kingdom Mind. I've never done a book before. Can you help and stuff? And she sewed into the production of it. She, you know, gave a lot of resources, helped promote it. We became Amazon bestselling author in multiple categories. And yeah, that book today still just really encouraged me to keep creating, to keep making things, even though, you know, I struggle with ADD and ADHD and dyslexia and stuff. But, you know, you can hire a publisher, and you can also hire editors, and you can hire people to format and do all those things. So there's no excuses not to get your manuscripts out there, to get your books out there, to get your dreams out there. So this is a cool quote we said yesterday. The price you'll pay to not live your dreams is infinitely greater than the price you'll ever pay to live your dreams. You know, the price I would have paid to not go after, you know, hearing from this God story, hearing this Middle Earth story of Ileydria, and not being able to pitch it to an amazing screenplay writer, and them to be able to write a script that attracted John Rhys Davies. John Rhys Davies actually, he said that he didn't really appreciate, and he went live on YouTube talking, he didn't really like the new Lord of the Rings that Amazon's doing. Rings of Power, but he actually loves Legends of Ileydria. So that is credit to our screenplay writer Hamid and just the God story of Ileydria. We're excited for this world to get expanded into the trilogy that we want to do a deal with Lionsgate. Our producer is actually speaking to Lionsgate today about Legends as we're finally getting it wrapped up to where they can start pitching it and bringing in putting it into a sales. I think they call it a sales trailer. So there's like trailers, of course, but they're creating a sales trailer next. So we're going to start be able to pitch it to the Netflixes, Disney's, Hulu's, and see who wants to help us take this trilogy to the next level, which we want to do a deal with Lionsgate just because if you look at all my logos, Warriors, and the book, and my whole life has been about learning to be bold as a lion and not be timid and shy. And just did Jesus Revolution. They also did Hunger Games. They also did John Wick, which I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan. So anyways, I'm not superstitious, but I'm prophetic. So I don't know. If I feel like I'm on a hunch, and like a thing, I like doing things that follow the rabbit trail. When I worked and partnered with Winter State, they had a film with Lawrence Fishburne, as you guys know, and Lawrence Fishburne was Morpheus in The Matrix, one of my favorite movies that God spoke to me a lot in, that the Matrix trilogy. And through that's how I knew God was like, follow the rabbit trails, work with them. They've already friends with Lawrence, worked with Lawrence Fishburne. Anyways, let's get to Julia, and then at the end we'll go over the teams. Tag your teams, tag your battle buddies. I think it was Juggernauts. The Juggernaut team has been crushing it, all the Kingdom Warriors. But like I said, Julia McCoy is an amazing saint in Austin, Texas, technology genius, multiple Amazon bestseller. We have some of her books over here. I don't know exactly where they're at, but has written like some amazing, I think she just wrote a new AI book that just became a bestseller. Go look up Julia McCoy on Amazon and buy all her books. All her books are literally like one of the best writers of all time. I'm really excited for even some of the nonfiction. Is it nonfiction or fiction? Fiction books that she's writing. And hopefully we'll be able to talk more about that. And I think those would be good books to turn into films. And man, just an incredible person. You'll have to hear more of her story, but she now just become the president of Content at Scale that helps really use the good in AI to create amazing SEO, amazing content formatted stuff that we're going to be using at Kingdom Warriors soon. We're excited to be even showing our Kingdom Warriors network and members how to use AI for good to create SEO, to bring more leads, to bring more traffic to your business. It's going to have a huge effect. We must use technology. I know, Elon and different people are definitely, talking about the regulation and the idea of, having too much power of AI, or even, AI having the ability to like suppress news or different stuff. There are some concerns in the industry, but at the end of the day, whether it's NFTs, crypto, there's always concerns about new innovation, new technology, but we also must not stay behind as people of the faith. We need to learn to use, AI. AI has actually written some of the best, learn to hear my voice and hear my copy and help me write emails, is helping us write business plans, legal documents. AI is transforming the legal document industry. It's incredible what the technology is able to do. So you're going to hear some more about that as well. But the thing I love about Julia is she's such an amazing mom and wife, and able to do a 7-figure business that is able to achieve results, was able to create a dream business and even sell it, and now going after her dreams, more dreams, and just the thing is she's like, I see some of her stuff. She like cooks the most amazing food. They have a garden, they're like planting and growing their own food, supporting their church, amazing things. So you guys put some fire emojis, some hearts in the comments for Julia. You guys, your whole life is going to be changed. Tag some people, share this broadcast on the public page if you want to win a Kingdom Warrior NFT, one of 8,888, and it's about to be fire. So come on, without further ado, Julia, what is going on?
Hey, well, that was an incredible intro. So you're the best. You're the best, truly. And I have to share the book, right, that you published with all of us.
Come on.
This book's amazing. If you guys haven't read it, You have to
And
read it.
we're giving it out free right now in our automation, email automation, to people who just register for free to this free event.
Wow. You got to read it, because I'll tell you, like, I've written a chapter, and when I read the whole book, I was like, this is an amazing book. And it wasn't just my chapter. It was a combination of all of our stories, the people you involved. And I think some of those people are here with us, right? Like I saw Aaron. So that combination of stories, it's an amazing, amazing book. And you mentioned a fiction, so I got to share.
Wow, come on.
Yes, the storytelling that you're tapping into, you know, who you got from Lord of the Rings, like that's the level of where I dream. So I'm cheering you on.
you know where to go when you know who to call whenever you're ready to try to see how to turn that into a film. You know, that's what we're doing.
100%.
God has kind of anointed us to be like, kind of like a.
Oh, I lost audio. I can't hear you.
Intro.
Oh, there we go.
You can't hear me?
Got you back.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so check out this our intro. Do you want to see our intro?
Yes.
Our studios? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Wow.
So we are with Kingdom Warrior Studios. That was our dream. Like, we wanted to do the NFT project, to build Kingdom Warrior Studios, and then as we build wealth with Kingdom Warrior Studios, bring value back to the intellectual property, build more comics, we're going to build a video game and all these different things. And like 5% of the profits of our film are going back to our NFT holders to like do things, to fund their businesses, to do events and do fun stuff for the NFT holders. And then the video game, 5% of profit ongoing of the video game is going to help the NFT holders. So, and then we were one of the first people to really bring like a year of training, coaching from me and experts. We brought like a marketing guy of Jesus Revolution in to speak to our NFT holders and now our KW members. We've been able to just bring in, I mean, over 40 like leaders, whether they're leaders in the faith or leaders in the business world, that are kingdom people. So they're building epic businesses to give back and do more, be more and do more in life, you know, because without building wealth, you know, we're just letting basically the media, letting all, like, whether it's education, you know, control over our kids, control over what we see, control over what society thinks, you know, influencing culture. We're losing our advantages because it takes wealth in this world and resources to start TV shows, to start podcasts, to market your podcast. People create amazing books, amazing movies all the time, but if you don't market it, then nobody even knows about it. It's just like an amazing invention that nobody knows about, or an amazing book.
That's true. So true.
So, Julia, for people who don't know you, and I want to get into some cool stuff here in MVP, but for people who don't know you, I want people to hear your hero's journey. So I would love for you to share kind of your 5-10 minute talk of, you know, what you've came through. I mean, escaping, you know, a fundamentalist cult, to like what happened with your family, the challenges after that. Like, I mean, I don't know, were you like, did you basically were on your own during that time?
Yes. Yeah. So in 2012, I escaped my father's religious cult. I left in the middle of the night. And what happened was, you know, I grew up in that for 21 years. So it was all I knew. And I had a wake up call because when I turned 21, my birthday gift was a letter saying I shouldn't have been born and how disappointed they were in me. And that it did something they didn't expect to happen. It actually awakened the thought in me, maybe I shouldn't even be here. And I had never even been given permission to think like that. Like, it was always, I was brainwashed, under control. So that letter backfired on them. You know, God really used it to open my mind and make me think, whoa, maybe I should get out of here. And that year, 21 years old, I got out and literally just packed up a car I bought with cash. And how I bought that car was through my writing business. So I was in college, set to get an RN degree, did not like any part of it, was not doing well, because you have to enjoy what you do. Otherwise, I don't think you even do well at it. So getting through college, really not liking it, And then I woke up one morning, how can I do what I love the rest of my life? What I love is writing, really good at it. So built a little income stream by getting on Upwork. Back then it was Odesk, 11 years ago. And I was one of the first freelancers that, like, there was only 10 other Americans on this freelance platform. By now, like, you know, it's exploded. So thankfully I had the internet in this cult environment. It was like the one thing, the one freedom, this one lane of freedom I had. So fully plunged in, learned everything I could, was up at 4 a.m. because I had a lot of religious duties that started, you know, at 7 a.m. So I got up early so I could build this writing business. And within 3 months of getting started on that freelance platform, I had a business and it was doing like $2,000 a month. And that was actually 4 times what my parents were making. You know, poverty was actually part of their belief system. You're not holy if you make a lot of money, which is completely flawed. You know, I see now. So when I got out in the middle of the night, packed up the clothes I had and this car I'd bought with cash through my writing business, it was amazing that I was able to even do that. And when I left, I had a self-sufficient income stream to support myself. So that really gave me the permission and the ability to leave. You know, a lot of women that are stuck in these environments that I've connected with since leaving, I wrote a memoir, Woman Rising, connected it to helping women in these environments. A lot of them, they don't have the means. So it was amazing that God used my passion, turned it into a business. And then that business actually was a lifeline to get me out of something very toxic, abusive, manipulative, and, you know, completely detrimental. Like I couldn't even be here on video speaking for about 5 years afterwards. It was so traumatic. And God has just done so much in my life to help me heal things I never thought I would heal from. Like I never thought I'd be able to step foot on stage. And what happened in 2019, I'd written 4 books by then. I was on my industry's biggest stage and the room was so packed they couldn't fit the people in. Like that is just God, right? Like, I didn't think that was possible for me. So like the dreams you have, like Eric was just saying, the dreams you have, like they're truly possible if you give them to God, right? Like he knows the desires of our hearts. The Bible says that. And like the things he's brought true in my life, like these little obscure dreams I had, like one day having a house where there was a view from every window of a water view from every window, like that's happened for me. And it didn't happen when I thought it would happen, right? Like there's been timing I had to give to God. That's important too. But where I came from it's unbelievable. I'm sometimes speechless at my own journey. In 2021, I was able to sell the business that I had grown. It went up to 100 people. We had done 40,000 projects for clients, big and small, you name it. We were writing for them. Some of the content on the web you still come across was written by my team and I. And this was all inbound content that was written to rank at the top of Google. So in 2021, after 10 years of doing that, I decided to sell, exit, get out, try something different. I was going to be a coach and a consultant. And then in 2022, last year, ChatGPT came along. And I'll tell you, that fall when it came along, I was the anti-AI writer. Like I take a lot of pride in my human skills. When you can see my books behind me, they're on every call, right? I do put a lot of work and time and care and passion. And that's human. That's not robotic. So when ChatGPT came out, I was known for being against it. I was on stage December that year saying AI will never replace the human writer. And then in January, I end up president. Well, the role started out as VP. Within 2 months, I'm the president of the whole company. So incredible, right? God working again. But it turns out I'm the president of the fastest growing AI writer in my space. And what changed my mind in January was, first of all, leaning into a lot of prayer. Like, okay, this isn't a trend. This is something that will be here to stay. So how do I commit my next year, my next 5 years to God in this journey? Like God didn't bring me this far to fail. And knowing that if I had staked all my beliefs on human only, I do think I'd be failing. I would be failing to teach. You know, I have a presence, a following. I wouldn't be teaching those people correct techniques because AI is driving content forward at incredible speeds. And I don't think I would even have the success and the reach I have now. So leaning into that, it was a lot of fear and a lot of pride. Like, I take pride in my writing and I'm afraid of what's coming. Shedding both of that, like God taught me how to shed both of those things and just go for it. And when this role came along, perfect fit. The founder knew it, like could see I had all these skills I built up in writing specifically. I would know how to market their business. I would know how to grow it. I would know how to lead the team. So all these skills I'm really able to maximize in this company. And my word of the year, I don't know if you can see it. It's up here. 2023 growth. So up there on that board, yeah, you can see it. So that was my word of the year. I follow a system. It's in a book called One Word, literally, like that's the book. And you basically don't create any New Year resolutions. And if you involve God, which this book was written by believers, God brings that word to your soul and it just like occurs and you know it. You know when that word hits you. And like my husband, who is not, he doesn't like leaning into the supernatural. I'm so proud of him. Like he has been. And it was hard at first. You just got to listen for it. So when that word hit me, growth, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll grow my business by 10x. That's what I thought it meant. And little did I know it would mean me leading someone else's business. And there's been challenges I've had to overcome. Like, how do I even adapt my identity? I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years and I've grown so much. And it was like the best step I could have taken. But at the time, I didn't know that right there. You shed, I think, old identity when you step into new identity. And that's painful. That's hard. But it's been so worth it. So that's my journey in a nutshell. Right now, a full quarter has passed. So we're going into May. I've been the VP here, started out as that, and then in March became the president, basically just pitched the founder on being the president because I was doing a lot of those things anyway, and he said yes. So I get to work with an amazing team every day, and this team is truly leading the space. What they're creating is a software and a technology that just blows my mind. So their software, it's called Content at Scale, and whenever you feed it one simple thing, like a keyword, a YouTube video, an existing blog post, in 5 minutes, it'll write a 3,000 word inbound article that's ready to publish on your site with minimal editing. And if you know anything about content, this is what I did for a living the last 10 years. That one piece of content used to take weeks. The structure, the research, knowing SEO, that's a skill. Knowing how to structure your content for the reader, that's another skill. So it took like 5 skills and then weeks. And here we are. This content can be done in 5 minutes. It's blowing my mind. It still blows my mind. So I'm literally now working for the company that could have replaced me if I didn't lean into my fear.
Come on. Yeah, and special forces. You're a special forces, like in the Marines. I think they talk about adapt or die. Like they're like, you always got to adapt. Adapt to your situation. And with the way technology is working, and like everything is we're at such an accelerated rate with technology. I believe we're gonna start having like more energy solutions for like sun and basically where there. I believe we're gonna come into a time where there will be more free energy, not just oil, where we're all like dependent on the Middle East for oil, and like our whole system, like it's interesting. I've been talking to a lot more wealthy Christian people now that once you get to like the next level, you're starting to talk to a lot more wealthy Christian people. And that's kind of what the realm I'm like trying to like interview is like some people that are like they're wealthy and they're believers and they're thinking about sustainability. They're thinking about like economics for kingdom citizens, for kingdom people. And they're looking at just like building these food forests, which I know you've been doing some different food forests and growing things, but and they're building food forests on their properties, and they're like super, like we're talking to them about shooting a documentary about it, but like it's really interesting like about that. And then even with energy, like whether it's solar or whether it's just different, and some of the spiritual people I listen to, they've been also seeing that from heaven, that we're going to see just new technologies for free energy around the world. And so that's and in our world of Web3 and crypto, we've been basically there's over 1 billion people unbanked in Africa. And so cryptocurrency, anyone with Wi-Fi can have a wallet and have cryptocurrency so they can be banked through having the internet. So the idea of getting the internet to everyone in the world, and the idea of even the banks, if they won't work with people who are poor or in poverty, then, or whatever different system, then now cryptocurrency can now, which is owned by the people and the servers around the world, can now bank those people. And there's ways that they could play video games and earn cryptocurrency for playing video games. So there's all these things that like we've it's interesting. There was over 40 like 7-figure Christian entrepreneurs in the Web3 space, and we spoke at Oral Roberts University, and we just like masterminded about what's happening in the realm. Like there was like the head of like the basically someone building a Christian metaverse. Like he's the furthest ahead on that, and like on all these different areas of it. And they built out Israel, the Holy of Holies, the outer courts, inner courts, and it's just so interesting, like what's happening with technology. And so for people that are listening who are like, hey, you know, you engaged writing and you know, and just at technology in general, and then I want to go back to some of the challenges of growing and scaling, because many people in here are in a place where they're like kind of in their first, you know, getting from 0 to 10,000 or 0 to 100,000, you know, which is really the hardest thing. I think like that's the hardest part of life, is like managing your time and, you know, systems to do that. But we'd love for you to share why you think that as believers, we actually do need to embrace technology and even let it help our life as well in many ways.
Yeah, great question. Well, I just published a YouTube video on this. I actually took my camera down to the lake and got really serious, because what I see is a lot of fear, and that fear is stopping a lot of people from taking the next step. Is it just on my end, or are you guys hearing an echo?
Yeah, I'm hearing like a screech or something.
Yeah. Okay. I don't hear that anymore. Wait.
But when I muted it,
let's see. Oh yeah.
I don't hear anything anymore.
No, I don't either. Cool. Oh wait, I think it's back.
Okay, it's like kind of a little screech in the background. Maybe try to maybe come out and then come back in, or check your settings and then come out and come back in, and I'll try to do the same. So I'm going to put on a little thing. I'm going to put on a little video showing. I'm going to show a couple of things. I'm going to show one of the songs that we made with our community with Kingdom Warriors Music, and then I want to show the megaverse we actually built inside NFT World. So first I'll show the thing, and in the meantime, Julia, just maybe check some of the settings, and then we'll be back in like. All right, what did you guys think about that? That was some of our Megaverse and NFT worlds. If you or any of your kids have Minecraft servers, they can play our game in the Minecraft world. And so let us know if you have kids or anyone. Look us up, Kingdom Warriors Megaverse on YouTube and Kingdom Warriors NFT on YouTube, and you guys could play for free in our world. You could build houses, your kids could build places, and we got a community manager. We're creating a fun environment for that. So yeah, they did Hunter Fowler and our Minecraft building team, and eventually it's built on NFT World platform. So eventually we're going to be able to earn cryptocurrency for hanging out in our NFT world. All right, Julia, how are we?
I think. Oh yes, I don't hear it. I think the headphones cleared that up. So, do you hear anything?
No, I don't.
Perfect.
All right, let us know. Put some hearts in the comments, you guys, if if the audio is good for you. Man, Julia, your story is so powerful. So you could find Julia. How can they find you on YouTube to watch some? You make amazing, a lot of free education on YouTube.
Oh, thanks. Yes, I think I'm like 30 people away from 10,000.
Come on, you guys. We got 52 on live right now. You guys go to Julia McCoy on YouTube, hit
Aw.
subscribe, get her to 10,000 right now. Let's bring some of the Kingdom Warriors love in effect.
You would make my day. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, no, I do publish a lot of free content there, and it's just under my name, Julia McCoy. But this video I found this week it's basically like what I call a call to arms, because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of fear. And like if I scroll Twitter, a lot of the writers in my community that I'm connected to, like freelancers especially, they're just like, what should I do when AI comes to take my job? And if you're on Twitter writing that, you have the wrong approach. Your approach should be start using this technology, start getting into it. Like you're here in Eric's community, you're here in, like take advantage of what Eric and these people, like the people that he's featuring, take advantage of what they're offering, and really like get your hands inside mentorships, programs, the software itself, ChatGPT. I have that $20 a month subscription. I'm opening ChatGPT, playing with it to get my headlines for my emails. The other day I asked it, here's my bio, here's a 500-word bio because I write long content. Can you summarize it in one headline? And like brilliant stuff immediately. Not only do you save time, but then you start getting used to this technology, which is critical. Like, the thing that stops you from, like, the way I put it in this YouTube video was, if you were in a house and you didn't have electricity or fire, what are you missing? You're missing those two things. What do you do next? Do you sit there and just get cold and without light read in the dark? No, you don't. You go get the light and the fire. So why are we hesitant to even try this technology when it's going to be like the new electricity in the house? It's going to impact the workforce so much that like marketing tasks will all look different. Like in the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to see jobs posted. I'm seeing it happen. At Consonant Scale, our user base is just exploding. It went from a couple hundred users a month. We're almost at 1,000 per month now. We're doing 50 million words a month. So just the amount of production alone, I'm seeing what's coming out of that. And marketing agencies, companies are shifting. They're not hiring just writers anymore. There's actually a term I helped coin in the company. It's called AIO, and it reflects what writers will be doing, which is optimizing AI output instead of just writing from scratch. Writing from scratch is about dead. Like we are at a point where if you're sitting there for hours and you're stuck on that blank draft, you're doing it wrong because you don't have to do that anymore.
It's almost like in the stock market. And basically, if you try to compete against institutional finance, because they have those like $20,000 Bloomberg terminals, and they have all these like systems and technology to give them. It's not insider trading, but it's like as close to insider trading as possible. Like, hey, this is about to go up, this is about to go down, and the traders are obviously just hedging millions of dollars, and they're beating they're meeting the consumers, which is us Robinhood people buying stocks that we like only based on emotion, and then we sell based on emotion. So the BlackRocks of the world, the big institutional investors, they make billions of wealth just because of based off our emotion and fear. That's what's going to happen with if we only always put our emotion and fear in everything, whether it's film, whether it's finances, whether it's taking a risk on getting married or asking a girl out or starting a business. Guess what? We're always going to lose. And the people that are making the calculated, smart decisions based off, even based off they have the money, they have the resource and the technology. I feel like AI with ChatGPT, $20 a month, that gives a lot of us an even playing field.
Yes. And Consonant Scale, what's happening is it's replacing that grunt work in content writing. So for example, if you were to build your website to 6 figures a month in traffic and revenue, which is my strong suit, like that's what I write books about. That's what I've done it completely ad-free. So if you do that, then your approach is going to be 100% content and that long form blog, because that's what attracts traffic from Google. And Google is the world's largest source of all online traffic. 80% of the world's traffic comes from Google, which is shocking, right? It's not Instagram, it's not TikTok, it's actually Google. So if you go to build your site up in Google, you do the keyword research, you find your keywords to rank for, and then you get on that content. Like that's it. That's your recipe for success. So Consonant Scale can write these 4,000 word blogs in minutes, and the cost is like $15 a post. That used to cost hundreds. So how do we adapt? What I'm teaching people to do is to launch all new services. Like, you can resell this, guys, and make a lot of money instead of running away in fear saying, this will kill my job. No, embrace it, and it'll actually do the opposite. And how you embrace it is key, right? Like, you can do it, I think, without integrity and say, well, this is only human, like straight up lie, which none of you would do here. But we're seeing that. And then you can do the right approach, which is, hey, I'm fully embracing AI, but I am still optimizing it humanly. And that's what we're teaching people to do. Like, be upfront that you're using AI in your services, and then tell people you're making it better, because that's actually what people want now when companies go and hire writers. They're looking for that skill of AI. And I'll tell you, like, a company we just talked to, a pretty big company, they were like, the last 10 people we interviewed didn't even have AI on the resume yet. Like, we got to get this on our resume. We got to start using this technology, start saying that this is something that we're playing with, we know how to use it. Not that you have to be a prompt engineer. I think that's also a fallacy. Like, people are trying to say you got to know how to prompt ChatGPT and take 5 hours to learn prompts. And that's also not the answer.
Everyone's on their prompt engineer course right now, expert.
Exactly.
It's like ChatGPT is already doing that, and YouTube, obviously, if you want to watch some. Who are your favorite YouTubers who are teaching on this?
Yeah. So, there's a gap. There's not a lot of good YouTube content on AI.
Dude, some of my friends on Facebook are going viral. They're like 1 million followers now, or subscribers, just from focusing on AI. It's kind of crazy.
It's a need. Like, you step into this, like, my career has definitely started to explode, right? And I've spent 10 years building it. So yeah, it's an amazing opportunity if you learn AI to teach it to others, which that's a whole nother path to explore. Yeah, I like to follow Mark DeGrasse at Digital Marketer. Paul Rotzer at the Marketing AI Institute is another trusted name. Very good stuff. And these are people that are very serious about it. Like, there are limitations that we have to be aware of. What are those limitations? And my word, like, you'll see it even on my LinkedIn headline, my word is integrity. Like, how do we adapt to AI with integrity? Because we can just mass produce content in marketing, write a book completely with ChatGPT, but then where is our heart? That gets lost. And we can't give that up to the robots. We can't.
Yeah, I think so too. It's like we don't ever want to. And one of my favorite movies growing up was Wall-E.
Oh, nice.
And it's like by and large, and it's like the Sam's Club or the Costco. It's like so big that everyone just buys their stuff from the one by and large Amazon. We basically destroyed the earth because we just, robots took over. We became lazy and fat. We're just hanging out in our chairs, watching our Netflixes, and like we're just stuck. And I'm like, I don't know. I've always kind of like felt like that was like very prophetic and part of me. And if you look at, just how much like pharmacy and where like the system dopes us up, the system keeps us on pills, keeps us without alternative health. The system keeps us on all these things. And so part of it is very prophetic. And I want to make films like that too, that are very prophetic, but without calling out like anything like whatever, just because I don't want to get like whatever banned, or I want to still be able to make movies and make stuff. But I want to do it in a prophetic sense where it's like, it's sharing like what could happen, like I Am Legend. I loved I Am Legend, which actually that's more of a zombie one. But the other one Will Smith did was the iRobot that I liked as well. But yeah, Wall-E was my favorite movie. I don't know why, but I guess so. I do think, and even The Matrix, like I said, my favorite trilogy, and how I'm connected to Lawrence Fishburne now through our producers. But I don't know. That's kind of about how I've always felt about technology. But God has shown me that I'm supposed to build a tech media company. So I invested $10,000 in Bethel School of Technology, which partnered with Woz University. And Woz University, obviously Woz University, or Steve Wozniak was the co-founder of Apple. But I found out through that I can manage developers. I did learn to write code and some stuff, built some websites, but I was like, that I'll rather just hire it. But now that I have the grid for it, now I can manage developers better. And I know what's capable of building, whether it's an app or whether it's different things. And then I'm learning that in the gaming world and blockchain world, blockchain development, what you could build with Web3 technology, token gated stuff with blockchain material. So I love the idea of just paying and investing to learn technology, learn the skills, and wield the technology, wield the media, wield all the things that God has given us, and to use our voice to usher in light, to usher in glory places where we can experience Israel and the metaverse, experience, spiritual things that you see in visions or see in dreams of heaven, or if you look at John in the book of Revelation, there's all these wonderful, crazy things, bad and good, in the book of Revelation. But what if we could see that with technology and coding? So that's the way I kind of see it. But I also do definitely like, yeah, I'm part of, like, even how Elon is, like, we got to be, don't just put no regulation on AI. Just let everyone just put in everything you have and like have all the control over it. Because like you said, if it's like money, if you give some people control over money, they start spending on sex trafficking, buying little kids, pedophilia stuff. But some people with money are fighting sex trafficking and busting, paying for former special forces to go and bust sex trafficking. So it's like a tool. So anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, except everything is just a tool, so we got to use, it's like you can't fight you can't fight on the playing field. It's like when I look at like the Second Amendment. It's like, the Second Amendment, the founding fathers wrote it so if there are ever tyrannical governments in place, you need to have real weapons, the same weapons the tyrannical dictatorship would have to fight and stand up for the people. And so it's the same thing with technology. If technology, whether it's the media trying to brainwash us or it's whatever, we have to be able to have the same technology for good. So that's your thoughts on that?
Yes, 100%. That aligns exactly with how I think. Yeah, I think there's a lot of fear mongering depending on who you listen to, right? Like Hollywood has done a great job of creating what could be in the worst case scenario. And, there's a lot of interpretation going on there, a lot of slant that's pushed towards us.
Yeah, and it's for dramatic. Yeah, you kind of like say, what would happen if this took over evil, or AI took over machines?
Yeah, it's like the worst case scenario it's painted. But
Yeah.
what's crazy is, AGI is coming this fall with GPT-5, and AGI is artificial general intelligence. And they're measuring this stuff, and what they're seeing, like independent scientists, they're seeing that AI now has like the sentient knowledge of a 9-year-old, and it can create additional thoughts based on the thoughts it has. And you can't even predict it anymore. So it is pretty wild just to see like how far this technology is. And once upon a time, like I thought it would never write as well as the human. And it's completely proven me wrong.
And I love how you were all like, in the beginning, I remember you're like, you're like, ChatGPT, no, that's Google's going to shut it down. Google's going to hate it. Like, you were kind of like the like poster child for, hey, stand up for the people, the workers. You were about to start a union for writers to like, and it's like, and then you're like working at the AI writing company, president. So, I mean, tell us about even like, let's even go back to some of the challenges you were starting in the beginning. Because I feel like you going on your own, just starting Upwork and stuff. Tell the people about that, because a lot of people out there, they're looking for side gigs. They're looking for like, tell us about Upwork, even starting to get your first like 2,000 a month, 5,000 a month. Like, how do you even do that? Like, what kind of services do you do? Like 1,000 a month? What kind of stuff does that even look like to give people a vision for what it looks like to even, because we have a lot of amazing writers in here, but they don't know how to monetize it. So I'd love you to give some tips on that.
Yeah, 100%. And that's something I do at Content Hacker is I help people pretty much build sustainable businesses out of their dream for writing and content. So, the truth is like writing is needed. And I would say with AI, when you shift your writing to include knowledge of how to use AI in it, like that's needed more than I can describe. There's such a need right now for good writers that it's unbelievable to me. So like the way I would get started today, like let's say I was just starting out, if I could tell myself what I would know now, then the first thing is like, don't underestimate the power of good writing. That alone will get you so far, and really tap into that. So how do you tap into that? Read more fiction, like expand your vocabulary, think of creative and fun ways to say something. In the end, people respond to writing that elicits that response. So what is that type of writing? Well, it's good writing. Like that's what it boils down to. It's good writing. So that is needed, and there's a lack of it. And I'll tell you, like one of the courses I've taught over the years is called Unlearn Essay Writing, because people think they're taught this, and it's completely incorrect, that school and the AP essay style is good writing. And that's the opposite of good
Wow.
writing. That's stuffy writing. That's writing that won't get clicks. It won't get read. It won't get shared, and it won't get conversions. So you want to like unlearn what you learned in AP English, first of all.
Isn't that bad though that we
Uh,
we get educated our whole life to be uncreative, like good at sales and marketing, and then we have to go out there and unlearn everything to pay for education from you, me, and Kingdom Warriors and content at scale to learn how to do life.
It's not heaven, is it? We're not in heaven yet. Just proof. Yeah. Yeah. So, and if you follow me, like you'll see the style that I've honed over the years. It's in my books. It's in my Facebook. I wrote a long form post going out on my Facebook tomorrow. So definitely connect with me. You can see the style. But the style that works is this short, one sentence, very conversational like approach. And that is something, not taught in school. So how you can pick that up is literally like reading, studying the blogs of people that know how to do this, following them, studying them, and then like investing in yourself. There is no better way to shortcut getting ahead than investing in yourself. I think Robin Sharma even said the return on that is more exponential than any other investment. So that's what I did. My first investment was actually in a course run by the writer behind smartblogger.com, which is the world's top read blog. And that first investment like changed my life. Like he taught me good writing, and it put me on this trajectory where I knew what to do next. So like that mentorship, that guide, like don't underestimate that. It's huge, especially in writing. And I would say like you probably have to do it because of AI. You need a guide more than ever because we're in times that are just different than any other times we've ever been in our life. So besides that, get into ChatGPT, like get that $20 a month subscription, start playing with it, research, like just Google the term ChatGPT prompts, we're working on a 5,000 word blog that'll appear pretty soon in Google search. So you'll see that from me where it's a whole library of ChatGPT prompts, but like just grab the open source knowledge and start using it. And then what you want to think about doing, so really building a business around content comes down to two things. Number one, your skill. Number two, how are you going to get clients? And what I like to do is I like to build a brand because that lasts and you get to own it versus like, let's just make an Instagram handle and that's our brand. That's really not a brand because you can get shadow banned. You can get like, you don't own that real estate. Right. And like, if you think about the Bible, like there's a lot of verses around this that I've actually studied that represent like owning your own territory, putting in multiple different avenues. So, and when you build your own brand, what happens is, that starts from a website. So like whatever your passion is, whatever your angle is, whatever your story is, make that your brand. And some people are afraid to embrace that because they're like, well, will anyone, appreciate my story? Or that's like, that could be my negative. Well, no, that's actually your best marketing piece that there ever is because people will relate to that. So like, if you had, like I see Wanda commenting, right? If she has this unique passion or an angle she would come from and she wanted to start a writing business, well, what would that be? It wouldn't be just wandahthewriter.com, although that's not bad. That's not bad. But it could be like fruitful copywriting or something where you come from a place of this is like, even like the mission that God gave me. I've seen writers do that and it was great. So you can come from a place that comes from your story and make your whole brand that. And then what I like to do is just build traffic to my website, and that's through content. And the best sales tool you have as a writer is your writing. Why not make it your marketing? It's how I've built my writing business, and I'm actually mentoring several people right now on the same exact thing. So
if you were to want to, in the next 30 days with writing, with what's in your hand, and that's one of the homeworks we're going to go over and give them before we go to VIP, but what's in your hand, and we all have ChatGPT now, free one, $20 for the upgrade a month. If we, for some of the writers, amazing, we have at least like 10 to 20 amazing writers that they're amazing writer and stuff. They still need to learn. If they wanted to learn to make their first $1,000 in the next 30 days, what would you do if you were to go back right now?
Yeah. So I would like grab that domain. Like, let's say day one, we're starting this. Okay. What's my domain name? What's my business? Let's embark on something. and you want to think through that. So if it takes more than a day, I would give yourself a week, but settle on that domain name. What's my brand going to be? Buy it, and then start building your website. As your website's being built, that's going to be your foundation. You can go out there and get clients with something as simple as a Canva template. Here's 10 slides to what I do, package A, package B, package C. You can get in at a monthly rate, and I'll do this for you. And, include ChatGPT, say AIO, say the terms that are up and coming, and really position yourself as a writer that won't be replaced. That's how. I'm using AI, I'm making it better, and my content is actually better than what a human can do anyway, because AI touches billions of data points that a human never will. And then to get clients, I would tap into your network, tell people you're available for gigs, and you can start with something as small as that deck and have something that sells people. I sold people from a attachment on an email when I started, and my website was being built. You can start small, and you can just really go out there and hit the pavement, and you don't have to cold call. You don't have to knock on doors. It can just literally be telling your network, I write now. Who do you know that needs these kinds of services? And then just stay at it. Don't give up. There will be days that you think no one's replying. There will be days where no one's answering that email. Just keep going. You will not fail that. Start small, keep going. You will not fail.
And so how many, you scaled up your writing agency. How many staff and contractors did you have working with you?
Yeah. So we grew by anywhere from 300 to 600% year after year. And what we did was I just followed a very natural path of, as I built my skill, I built my business. Those two things always happened together. I became a better and better writer so I could lead my writing team. And then the business grew, and I had to hire to fill the void and the gaps of, okay, we have more orders than we can fulfill. So to get there, we eventually hit 100 writers by year 10, which is the year I sold. All of them were contractors.
100, you guys, 100 writers.
Yes. Crazy. That's really grew.
So yeah, grow the skill. And then what would you say was the biggest thing you learned about managing teams and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And hiring people.
I was really surprised who fit the bill of a rock star. I think we have this misconception of who an amazing employee would be. It's somebody that looks charismatic. It's somebody that presents themselves well. Well, turns out the best employee we ever hired was somebody that was terrible on video, didn't form correct sentences. So the presentation was off, right? But behind the scenes, she was such a hard worker. And eventually she became one of the leading people in my company, all the way up to directing it. So that was one of my biggest lessons, is never underestimate the people that might be passed over by other people.
That's really good. We've seen that in Kingdom Warriors too. It's almost like I think there's a quote I like about it that says, yeah, any writers you guys have, tag all your writers, tag them in this training. But it's hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So there's charismatic, talented people, but they don't want to do hard work because they're talented and they're like, oh, I'm a 6-figure type guy, so I'm not going to do any work. Or I'm a 6-figure writer girl, so I don't want to. I want you to pamper me like I'm the celebrity writer. And then they have that mentality versus someone who's they're not as talented, but dude, they're just hungry. What do you need, Julia? How can I help? Hey, how was this? Did this do well? They want coaching. Yes. They're coachable. They're showing up powerful. They're playing big. They're playing to serve. They're playing to win. And then those people within Kingdom Warriors, those are I don't care if they're the oddball or if they're the introvert or whatever. I'm come on, give them the job, give them the role, because they are, that's what they do. So you guys, you want to come in VIP. I'm going to announce some of the homework and then share it quickly on Kingdom Warriors U. But man, you guys drop some fire in the comments. This is we got a lot of people excited to go back to VIP. And man, this was amazing. We're going to go deeper into writing, how to build your writing career. And Julia, I wonder, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but would you, for people who join Kingdom Warriors U, we're building basically one of the most epic kingdom entrepreneurship tribes for training for business, but also hearing the voice of God for your business. So you don't burn out by just only crushing it in business, but then you lose your marriage or lose your, faith. So we're really wanting to put some of the best content in Kingdom Warriors U. Would you be open to doing a training, whether it's about content at scale, your platform, or ChatGPT, AI writing? Would you be willing to put in, and let us know in the comments if you guys would want to see Julia do a training in KWU?
Yes.
Justin, one of your friends, Justin, who also we got connected. Justin, I think it's Justin. Is it Mc? It's not. It's. I think it's with it. It's not McCoy, but it's like Justin. I don't know why.
Miguel?
Yeah. What's his
That's
last
my
name?
boss.
Wait, who?
That's my boss, which is weird saying that.
No, I think it's another Justin. Justin is
Really?
the AI. He built ad skills.
Oh,
Justin Brooks.
Okay. Yes. Amazing.
So Justin Brooks, anyways, he built ad skills, and he's another AI guy. But I don't know how, I thought you guys were connected or he interviewed you or something. But people are really excited for you to come in, but yeah, we'd love if you would be able to do a bonus for people who join KWU, do a training, just because really like your expertise is so valuable, and I want to promote Content at Scale, Content Hacker, because what we're trying to build is like basically what we're building is the center for like, I would say, general kingdom business, to where they can get any of their practical stuff. We can get practical systems, but then if they want to go deeper, say as a writer with Content Hacker, we want them to go get deeper writing work with you and coaching from you, because that's like their focus. So when people know what they want in their focus, they come to us for one, the like the number one hub for kingdom business and faith. But then for if they want to go deeper in writing and like and hard line on that, then you'll be like the exit. Well, they can go to Content Hacker, they can get Content at Scale, the software. Now they're trained at it, now they're doing it. And so that's kind of the vision, but I'll show you a little bit more.
Yes, I have a new training I just built that I can share with you. It has homework. It's all about building a sustainable business for content creators. So I would love to give that to you guys and, give Eric access, put it inside this community.
Thank you so much. You guys give it up. Put some hearts for Julia. And you guys, if for people that are writers, aspiring writers, one, Julia, check your YouTube, because I know we had like 10 people said they subscribed. How many did you need?
Goodness. It was like, I think it was like under 30. Let me go see.
Under 30. Come on, everyone go to Julia McCoy on YouTube. I want you guys to subscribe. I want you to subscribe. And dude, her videos, you guys, she puts like tens of thousands of dollars in production value and knowledge just in her videos. If you guys want to be a better writer, follow Julia McCoy. Watch her videos. If you don't become a better writer, then you guys...
We're like 3 people away.
3 away, you guys. Right now, come on. We need 3 people. Katie, put in the comments Julia McCoy's YouTube. We're going to get to 10,000 right now. I know I'm subscribed, but I'm going to check my other Google accounts. I'm going to subscribe from my other ones. And tag people in this broadcast to watch this story today. Julia's story is one of the most powerful stories. That's why I featured her and was like, look, you got to be like my anchor in this book. We got some more prizes coming out. Shout out to all the Kingdom Warriors team. You guys, this is, we're excited for what's happening. We're launching KWU. We're going to build one of the most epic training centers for whatever your dream is, whatever your God dream is in business. We're going to bring in experts to help you, to train you. We're going to be training you. We have a systems guy, Aaron, our CEO, going to be training weekly. I'm training weekly. I'm bringing in experts in weekly. Plus, Andrew Whalen is teaching on the prophetic weekly. So we're not going to let you not multiply what you have in your hands. So the day 4 action task is, what do you have in your hands? And we want you to go live in 2 minutes here in the group. Share what you have in your hands. Take inventory. When Julia escaped the religious cult, she was able to take what she had in her hands, which was the gift of writing, and get gigs on Upwork and start getting contracts and helping people write for their businesses. SEO is search. What does it stand for? Search engine optimization. Yeah, search engine optimization. So she's been able to build 6 figures of income just from organic. I do paid ads and free to paid ads, organic affiliates and paid ads. I want to learn. I need to pay for her as a coach to train me how to do, and I'm trying to get Katie on our team. Katie's also a fan of yours. And
yes, hello, Katie.
I think Katie's now on our social media and helps with a lot of things with our organization. But SEO, if you can have without having to always do paid ads and events and all this stuff, if you can just have amazing writing and people getting so much value from your writing that they end up buying your products, like that's such an amazing way to do business.
Yes, I love that. There's no better way. Eric, I just shared here, if you want to put it on screen,
Yeah.
we're past 10,000. Thank you guys. You
Come
made
on, you
my
guys.
day.
Take a
You
screenshot.
don't even know.
Kingdom Warrior effect. That's our goal. Is we
Wow.
want to build this Kingdom Warrior movement to where anytime we need to just spotlight a brand,
You guys did it.
highlight someone's story, get them, bless people, we can do that. So thank you all Kingdom
Wow.
Warriors in the audience. And Julia is going to come on for KWU members and NFT holders and bless your socks off on how to start building an AI, build writing. Use your words, use your gift of writing, plus have AI help you. And cool thing with AI is you can actually let it, you can like take some of the best writing you have and let it get that persona and get that voice, and you can just start editing really good writing. You can do like
Yeah.
Hemingway. If you guys, I'm an Ernest Hemingway fan, you can be like, I want to write the sales copy like Ernest Hemingway, and you can like actually like, so you can actually be like you said, you can. I think you still need to be a good writer, but I think that we are coming to a time where you're also going to be able to be good at editing and good at curating stuff.
Yes, curating, optimizing is the word I'm using.
Optimizing.
Yes,
You don't
gotta make
always
it
have to be
better.
the best writer in the world, which I
Mhm.
definitely think everyone needs to become a better writer. We should want to.
Yes, that's number one. Like that's how you beat the robots. Really, is you get good at what you do, and then you just take that to AI and learn how to make AI a piece of your workflow, not replace you, but a
Come
piece of
on,
your workflow.
10,000 subscribers. Wait, what
Amazing.
is that? Is AI? What's your latest video? What was it? Is AI the end of human creativity as we know it? I love that.
That was a call to arms. I'm like, guys, we got to talk about this. I get very
Didn't
serious.
you interview me on your YouTube one day? Am I on there?
Yes, yes, you are.
You guys could
'Cause I
find me on there too. Go watch my video, and I want you to just find my video on Julia's YouTube. That was your homework today,
yes.
and then share your what's you guys. That was, you can see like I was when Julia interviewed me. I was like I really like I'm not I don't I think I'm like I'm still definitely growing as a speaker. But when Julia
Mhm.
interviewed me, I was like just fresh and new and just like all right, I'm gonna go after my fear of speaking. Let's go and just be
Love it.
bold and do it. And Julia just would like, she just was like, you're one of my favorite people on Facebook because you're just bold and not
Yes.
afraid. And I
You
was like,
were.
come
You
on.
are still. I mean, you guys have seen, right, Eric's growth on Facebook. Like, I can't believe the amount of people that were like gathering to any live stream you did. Like, that was one thing I was asking about too. Like, Eric, how are you doing this? Like, I've done marketing for 10 years. God was just sending you people, like building your platform for you. And
Wow.
I think like a quality you have is how genuine you are. And that's honestly quite lacking on social media, and it just shows like every time you go live, every time you post, every time you're talking about your family, your business, like it's just, you're so genuine and, I think approachable and likable. And that's something that, like, that's one of your biggest assets going in your favor. And I love it because you don't have to pretend or be somebody else. You can
Wow.
just be
Wow.
you. And that's powerful.
Yeah. And that's the heart of Kingdom Warriors. Like, how can we just be the warrior we were designed to be? We're all unique warriors. We're
Yes.
all just vulnerable warriors. We're warriors that have hearts. We're warriors of love, warriors of mercy. It's like God empowered us to be so powerful that we can literally just forgive everyone. We could be unoffendable. We could just love people. And so people think, Kingdom Warriors, you guys are all about just taking territory. But that's a part of it. I think God created us to dominate. God created us to take dominion, to be fruitful, multiply. But I also believe that He created us to have a heart of a servant, a heart of a king that like cares about people and just cares about a king should think about the dignity of all man and the kingdom, and think about people and think about the well-being of people around their sphere, around their house, around their, like, how do we look. And so those are the things I really just been asking God for wisdom on, is like, how do you look, I mean, wherever you're serving, wherever you're planted, like, how do you think about the dignity and the well-being of people? And I will say sometimes it's hard because like you want to help everyone, but sometimes you can't, or you want to, sometimes like God, same thing God with us. God wants to help us into our destiny more than sometimes we want. our own helper. Like we want to go and do the uncomfortable things, you know, and step out.
Yes.
So last nuggets of wisdom before we go into VIP, and also for people who are, you know, thinking about joining anything that we do here with Kingdom Warriors, what would your, you know, thoughts be? And yeah, super thankful for you, you know, bringing a amazing bonus into into KW. It means a lot, and yeah, I'm excited to really just bring people more awareness about content at scale. Excited, we just got our I just hired a guy to manage all of our blogs and our website on Squarespace. So we have a blog section. So I'm hopefully I can figure out how I can get us connected and start getting the blogs going.
Yes.
So we're really excited.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Last words. What does anyone have question? Like a burning question that I haven't answered from my story?
I think some of them are writing them down for the Zoom room.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, well, this has just been a pleasure. You know, it's been great to be here with you, Eric, and just see your growth and what you're doing. Like, these are big things, you know, and I think it's just both of us, you and I, are testimonies of going after your dreams and what can happen along the way that might just shock you, because the truth is God can do infinitely more than you think or ask. And he will show that to you if you simply have faith and you step out despite your fear. And that's what I did from the moment I left the cult, you know? And like, is there any more scary moment than escaping your father's cult in the middle of the night? That God has put that in perspective so many times. You know, like I might step out in front of 10,000 people to speak, and I don't know if it's scarier than escaping the cult in the middle of the night. And God got me through that, you know? So it's like, you can actually look at your trials you've been through in life, the darkest points, and use that to fuel steps that you otherwise wouldn't take if it weren't for that trial. So like, take that as inspiration too. Like, those darkest moments can fuel your brightest moments, because without those darkest moments, you wouldn't know what it's like to experience God's salvation and power and bringing you into that next level of who you are. You know, and that's exactly what I've done with my life. Like, I even turned the tragedy of 21 years in that life into a message with my 5th book called Woman Rising, which is a memoir. And that book has helped so many people. And because of the industry I'm in, which is marketing, there's a lot of lost hope. There's a lot of lack of joy, chasing the wrong thing, putting money above family, above kingdom. And so when people in marketing encounter me and they encounter that book and my message and my story, it really brings them hope, and it makes them think differently. You know, like maybe there's another source of joy. So that's something you can take as well. It's like, turn your pain, your trial, your message into a book, turn it into content. Even if it's like you just start writing Facebook posts about your story, like just getting it out there, you may touch more people than you realize. And that's a huge way I think God grows the kingdom, is through our personal story. No robot, no AI can ever replace you in that. Like, your story, who you are, that's just like the thumbprint of God, right? We don't ever get to see that in manufactured technology. So use that to your advantage. You know, put that out there, make it a piece of your messaging, make it a piece of your marketing. And then, you know, people have approached me like, this book, it changed my life. And then you get people that buy your products and your services that were also inspired by your life. And that to me is like when you really win at marketing, you know, when you get to inspire people to do great things and find God and find hope and find joy. So embed that into your marketing. I really encourage you to do it. You know, it's not like you have to say Jesus every 2 words, you know, but it is about putting forward the story of who you are and putting that without fear into your marketing, your about page, you know, just threading that in. Like, that's your superpower.
Wow, come on, Kingdom Warriors. Your story is your superpower. No AI. No one can ever take your story away from you. No one can ever take your dreams away from you because you're asleep while you're having them. No. Awesome. Julia, so we're about to go backstage. So good. You guys drop some gems and hearts, tag some people to hear this story. This message literally can save lives. Julia's story. So I think there's gonna be a film on Julia's story one day.
Oh,
She's gonna be like running $1 billion
okay.
company, and it's gonna be like how she escaped a cult and created $1 billion company.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful. I love
impacting,
that.
giving to millions of people, and like helping people all around the earth. So
Amen.
yeah. So honored to be your friend. Thank you for being here. And we're going to go backstage. Blessings, and come meet us backstage, kingdomnfts.com/govip. And in the link in bio, you're going to learn more about KW also later. But when you join KW, you're going to have Julia's live bonus on Zoom, training you on writing and how to make money writing. So see you guys, and we'll see you guys backstage. Your homework is what is in your hands, and go live with that. What